Hey, 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 it's me again. Double checking to make sure that I can hear myself and we'll get going. Hey, 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 I hear myself, we're good to go. All right, today, Friday, February 27th, 2026. Today is the last day of February. My goodness. We've we have moved in, we'll be moving into a new month on Sunday, and Monday being March 2nd. Soon to be 59 on March 10th, by the way, for those that care. I want to read the notes I wrote today because it's something I like to do. So today I wrote this on Friday, February 27th. There are different basic type of trading session/days. You'll see trend days and you'll see non-trend day sessions. There will be times the market moves in a general direction, but with a lot of pullbacks. Testing and retesting the same areas, causing what looks like a congestion or a trading range or a trading wedge. When you are in a trading range, congestion, or a wedge, it will benefit you to look back to the left and determine key areas of past support and resistance, demonstrated by candlesticks, highs and lows, along with the fat of the trading bar, the area in between. The market will leave behind tails as well. Tails meaning Tails, tails, like this tail right here, and this tail that we see right now. You can see the general overall direction. If we get our line out, actually let's get an arrow line going. So first we saw this move, and then this move, and then now we're currently in this move. So basically we've had a retest and a move up from here. We just had a retest and move up from right here and here. And then recently we're in this retest and move up from here, and now we're testing this line right now, right? Overall move, you can see right in here, and the test and retest of the lows right in here, and most likely us never seeing, there's an 80% chance right now that we will not see a move below this line, since we crossed and held above the top of the 15-minute open range. So this is your 15-minute open range, right? You have your low, and then you have your high, and of course you can put a 50% move in the middle when it's active, meaning where's 50% in between the two of them. But once we've tested and retested this, the odds of this getting hit is less than 20%, making a move all the way back down here. Now we are in a downward movement overall on the trading session if you look on higher time frames. So the odds of it coming down are greater in this kind of environment. So keep that in mind. And that can be demonstrated like with the hourly charts, right? Looking at the hourly charts, we can see that there's an area of support up here. There's an area of support in this area, and right now we're playing in this area. We broke through this area, which was an area of resistance that became support today, and we see us in the hourly charts holding that support, which would become resistance right now. So whether it holds or not is not what I really want to talk about. So I like to look at, when I'm looking at putting big areas of support and resistance on, or trend lines for lack of a better way of saying it, I definitely like to go back to the 4-hour chart and look at what has it done in the past. You can see this right here. It's kind of amazing how that just held, right? This was a line that was put in from the highs of looks like February 12th coming through here, and you can see us breaking through this line. Actually, I need to update this line to conform to where we really are currently, right? So that is a more of a justification of what it was, and we kind of broke through, making this low right here. Was this for our, that was the morning session, and this is looking back in a longer time frame, and that line's held. This line has basically have broke through, and then we have this line up through here that's holding right now. This is an interesting area that I would be looking at, and I've marked different areas inside today's range that I thought that maybe we could get to. This level possibly could reach up to here, maybe even today, looking at our 4-hour chart. Let's put it on that right there. This is roughly right in there. And you can see us playing at this area that I have marked on the charts. So it made an area that I was looking for in the trading session, and it's getting close to the next area, which I guess what I put down was that right there because of this. So what I'm talking about is the fat right here of the bars, and then the tail of the bars giving you some areas looking back to your left that you can use as support and resistance. I use them as profit targets as well. If once you find a nice entry point, you can use them as a maximum profit target. You have your target that you're trying to get out of the market, and then you have your profit target. This is the 200-second chart. Now I know that I like to show this every week. Let's put it down here since I'm above, I believe. This is how I finished the week. Notice that PA 28 is gone. I talked on Tuesday about losing 800 bucks in PA 29. So on Monday I lost 800. On Tuesday I lost another 800. And I recovered about 250 of the 800. I was down to 49,000 if I remember correctly when I showed that video on Tuesday. If I didn't show it, that's where this was. It was at 49,000 and change, and I've recovered about almost 250 of it, taking on trades and allowing the market to move. I only made about after commission costs, it was about 90 bucks today. You can see it's SIM account where I play around, and then this was the account right now, the Lucid account number 1 that I have got above 50,500 this week, which I'm happy about where this account is. So we are what 1/6 of the way to the 53,000 mark right now, and we're progressing. This was the account that was had a low of 48.3 if I'm not mistaken at one point, or maybe a little bit higher, but it recovered, and then I've turned it positive over the last few weeks of trading. Quad guard has been down, and that has caused me some grief. It hasn't been working for over 2 weeks. I don't know if it's working today or not. I went to Miles and asked him to not charge me again because it's still not up. So when you're looking at Quant Guard, you get this message, and you just it's not, it hasn't been operational now over a couple weeks. So I'm flying blind without protection, and that kind of, in a nutshell, kept me trading on Monday and Tuesday because I got into the WTF mentality that I talk about. There is an alternative that I'm looking into. It's called tradespace.net. It supposedly also has trade copier included with it, I believe. I heard it did. I don't know if it does or doesn't. But I've heard that it does have a trade copier, but I don't see it in here. So basic, which is all I need right now, is $39 a month, and that's cheaper than the $67.50 that I was paying at QuantGuard. According to Miles, when he gets everything up and running, he's going to make everything all one price. I don't know. So it has a video, I think it's a 6-minute video, which I'm going to watch this weekend. And then I know that Nutty is using that software right now. That's all I know about it. I don't know much about it outside of that. Miles has been attentive in trying to get it operational. I mean, I like QuantGuard, and it's working. It's a phenomenal product. Unfortunately, since he's added Tradovate to the equation, it worked well with Rhythmic, but now it's not even operational at all. He's saying that AWS, Amazon Web Services is behind it. He hasn't been able to get them. He's trying to create a backup. Anyway, it did affect my breathing this week, to be honest. I've got to be bigger than that, where it should have stopped me out at a $375 loss. I kept trading through that, and I am to blame for all my losses. And until you can accept that fact, as an overall trader, you are the only person that pushes that button for the most part, right? Unless you got a cat or a dog that jumps on your screen. So it's been a rough week overall. I think I wrote on the 24th some notes. I think I might even have talked about some of the notes I talked about. Yeah, I did talk about that on the 24th, what I wrote on the 24th. And we talked about that. And we talked about what I wrote today. Obviously, what we're looking at right now is a trading range day. The overall general direction is up since this bar right here, the 946 bar. 202nd bar. Look at the 5-minute chart. Now I will toggle on the off screen. I've got a 5-minute and a 15-minute chart off screen on my other monitor that's not shown here. But this is, you can see the overall general direction. You can actually write another trend line through here. I'm going to put it on so you can see what I'm seeing. This right here. Kind of like that. Overall, that line's been holding as well. When it does break, it can easily break back down to here though. This, if there is a day that the market is the 20% favored, it'd be a day like today. Especially when you're looking at your 5-minute chart and your 400 bar EMA. 200 EMA has been holding at the 5-minute mark. So obviously we would need to get above this area, in my humble opinion, for it to really negate any downward movement, you would think. But in any given day, anything can happen. So there's really the old trade what you see, not what you think. If you're looking at your 5-minute bars, there really hasn't been anything here that's been a tradable, trendable bar. What has happened, I think, where you could have made a lot of money today is finding areas back to the left and then trading it, looking back to the left, and trading it, looking back to the left again, looking back to the left here, and trading that, looking back to the left right here, trading that, so forth and so on. Looking back to the left here and trading that. The other side of that is you're looking at your 21 bar EMA and trading that. Right here, trading that. That's about the only ones I see. This one is interesting right there. The retest roughly of this area. And right now you see the market trying to break down underneath the lows of this. So this is an interesting bar right there. A weak green bar signifying some weakness in the market. That would have been a nice area to short from right here. Since I'm done for my trading week, if I was looking at a trade right now, it'd be rough to go, since this hit here, you would want it to get below that. This line here is in play, and that line up there is in play still. And then on the other side of this, if we're looking at how many times it's tested an area, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different times. And you can see, I guess, a pennant, and then a breakthrough going this way.
Order filled.
You got a target of basically up here. Failure underneath here would signify weakness. These kind of days are very, very rough to trade. I would rather be long from down here, not up here. So a lot of these kind of trading days, you actually have to DCA the trade, and it gets very dangerous very quickly. So what's my target? I'm looking at that 400 bar EMA on the 200-second chart right now. This right here is an area looking back to the left, I think, that we can get to, right? What does that signify? It's this fat of this bar over here. So somewhere between here and here is your target area. So ideally, the way I'd want to trade this is once it got above this line, I'd want to move my stop right up to here and take this target or this target. Holding above the 15-minute high, we've basically holding this trend, which we need to I'm on my sim, yes. You figure if it gets below this area, then it negates the whole move. I wouldn't want to take a loss that far. This looks like a line that I want to watch right here. This 50 bar right there, if it would get there, I'd want to add a contract right about that point. This is what makes trading these days so difficult. This is interesting right there, that 21 bar EMA.
Order filled.
Buying here and buying here. Losses start to accumulate quickly. Once I add a contract though, break even is always my goal.
Stop filled.
So that once I'm kind of proven incorrect, break even is usually my goal at that point. Because I don't know which way it's going. This is interesting right there, that support. But when you're looking at the market, like I said, trend days are so much easier to trade, in my humble opinion, than days like this. This is where you have to look back to the left and say, all right, where is possible resistance and possible support? You have possible support in this area, being represented here and here, and most likely it coming back down to this area.
Order
what
filled.
The market is most likely looking to do now, to retest these areas down here. And then I'm completely wrong. And that's what makes trading these kind of days so difficult. I believe it's stalled here a long time.
Order filled.
And since it didn't break out to the upside quickly, it's been hanging out here. We're in a down day. But it's the NASDAQ. And the NASDAQ is such a pain in the ass to trade. Honestly, it looks like it's going to go up right now. And this is where you get confused. When you get in...
Order filled.
And this is where I lose my accounts. So that's why I go to sim once I get a reasonable profit on a day like this. I don't like to play around with it. We want that area and our original area. We want it to get up to here. And you're playing both sides of the market, and it is just such a difficult thing to do. That move right there is good enough for me to get the break even. And you're at the mercy of the market at this point. Does it want to run or not? You really don't know what it wants to do. I want to protect if we get above this area right here. So I want to lock in some profit now because this is holding.
Stop filled.
And yeah, you're just lucky to, these are kind of days that you really want to stay away from. Another reason why I like to be done on Fridays by 11:30. So looking at this market, the only real nice move that I see is right here at the 10 o'clock, and I was able to catch that one. I believe that was where I caught Lucid number 1. I was able to take some away on that. I still like this move going up to there. But looking at this, it's just, what do you do? This is where most traders lose their accounts. Non-trending days at prop firms. Prop firms live in this area. This is a lot of area of indecision. The overall market looks like it's going up, but that's only when you look at this time frame. Once you go back to your 15-minute time frame or even further, you can see that we're in a more of a down right now, and it's a V-shaped roughly recovery. This would be a great area, in my humble opinion, to short right there above here. So the market coming up to here is kind of where I think it can top out. And I'll emphasize, I think, right? Trading what you see. If you wait for 2 bars in a non-trending environment, you wait too long. So ideally you want to catch it here for the long and up here for the short. But we've been here several times. The market has shown up, but this can just be a longer leg up to head back down. So it's an extremely confusing environment to be in. You ideally want to see the market with looking at a higher time frame. You had this move coming down, this recovery up to here, this move down, this recovery here. Here is your downward movement, holding. Actually, I have 3 lines right now. This is signifying weakness in my humble opinion.
Order filled.
And then you just see us just getting crushed because of the indecision of the markets. It is above that though, correct?
Order filled.
If I'm going to catch a runner, so looking back, you don't want to see it break above here. And that's what helps to look at multiple time frames, right? So I definitely lock in that right now. I don't want to see it get back here. There's that resistance and support line that we have on the charts. We want to see if this area right here can hold the market. If it gets down to this level, I want to protect this line right there. Protect a little bit more.
Stop filled.
Didn't even see it, but apparently it ran there, right? Bullshit. Call bullshit on that. So the sim, I don't know what we started at, but basically break even, right? All that for break even. That's what makes trading, you never even saw it run there. We have to go to another time frame to see if it ran. What is that level? Hold on. Did it move back to 24,989? Little ghost wick right there, right? That's the one that took me out. Little ghost wick. No, I don't know. This is where I lose most of my accounts, is these kind of environment here. Because it requires you to average in a lot of times, and it produces a lot bigger losses. I prefer trend days where you don't look back, and obviously it hits your first profit target. You move to break even on the remainder and allow the market to work in your favor. These kind of markets, I like to get in, get out, and call it a day as quick as I can. And you can see that being shown by what you see on my overall trading. Once again, you can see I didn't trade Lucid number 3. I did trade it this week, I think one time, got it above 50,100, and just to keep it active, I traded it. This is the one I'm concentrating on, Lucid number 1, to get it above 53,000 so that this one can help me. So my overall goal, what I'm looking to do, is move my business from Apex to Lucid and allow Lucid, because since it has the end of day, it works more in my favor the way I like to trade with having a runner on. Today's trade, I was able to capture a nice move on Lucid number 1 and get in, get out. I believe I got in on this move right here, or yeah, it was this move coming up through here going this way, and then I got out on that bar right there as it came back down. I think Apex, I caught some of this move here, or this move right there, one or the other. I think this is the move that I caught on Apex. Look at that right there, tempting you to want to get short. It's going to break. Most likely, though, you'd be better off to determine an area. And it's tough. These are days that just will eat your account alive and knock you. The best traders that I know that trade the range, if you're good at that trading the range, you're buying here, you're selling up here, and then you got a short leash on the trade if it moves against you. For me, I've never really been that great at trading inside the range. Therefore, I've been watching other traders on YouTube how they do go about doing that. I am a good short side trader, but I used to make a lot of my money on moves. Go back to 15-minute chart. Moves like this. When you get this kind of move, this is where I would live in, this environment right here. And I would make so much money on these kind of moves that it made up for all my small losses. Now you can't do that in trading prop firms when you're evaluating or in it, because it's too much profit on a trade on any given day to take in any account. It's just bullshit. It's just the way of working. And this is how I make my money long term as well, when you find those kind of moves. So my way of trading overall before I went to trading prop firms has not been beneficial, and especially in the Nasdaq. I mean, when you get a nice movement, 5-minute chart. So we want to see what happens here. This is an interesting move right there. Look how many times we've retested this area. 1, 2, 3. I really think we're
Order filled.
We're going to break through this area here and go through and retest at least this line down here.
Stop filled.
Ideally, I want to be short from this area right in here.
Order submitted.
If it breaks through here before filling me, I'll remove the trade.
Order filled.
Looking for that 4th time break. Maybe that could be the 4th time right there. I'm looking for it to break. And I like this because we're in a down overall. I wouldn't mind buying up here as well, or selling. Looking, I want to see the market get below roughly here. What do I not want to see? I don't really want to see it get above that right now. Been in this trade a long time. Time to get to break even.
Stop filled.
Just doesn't want to play. And that's what you'll find in these kind of environments is that you just, I don't know. I mean, we got 1, 2, 3, 4th spike on the downside, and the odds of it shooting back up since it's held here get greater and greater and greater. I don't know. You seem the best that my ability is in this environment, and you just, I struggle. And honestly, this is where I struggle. I like to get in, get out before 11:30 on a Friday, and when you get these kind of environments where the market's just being a yo-yo, it's tough. Weakness is definitely here. You see the weakness. Is it weak enough to get down into here? I don't know. I think it's definitely weak to retest this line, but we've held all this right here. So there's some support. There's some buying here, some buying there, some buying here, some buying here. I really think that it's wants
Order
to
filled.
break through here and see what's underneath there. And it's called stop running. Artificially holding it up what's below this level right here.
Order filled.
And like I said, this is where I kill my account more times than not. And I like to stay away from these kind of trading days as best I can. I wouldn't mind buying up here either, or selling. Now it looks like it wants to run to the upside.
Order filled. Order filled.
And this is where I get my ass handed to me over and over and over again. The upside of that is we were looking this originally up here. Does it have enough power to get up there? And can this hold down here? We wouldn't mind getting up here and getting to break even, or taking a profit in this level right in here. Yeah, and this is what I hate about trading and getting out of these days as quick as I can, because I'm not. This is where I'm not good. I don't think many traders are good at this, because you're at it's just which way does it want to break, and you're hoping you get a nice upward movement to go up to here or here, up to here to the pivot point. The next thing you have these days where you've lost $1,000, and you're thinking, how did that happen? It's because you went oversized and you got caught in an environment that's not conducive to trend trading, is what it ends up being for me. And so then you're trying to trade range trading, and you're hoping for a burst bar basically to save your bacon. I wouldn't mind getting at least to this. So there's where I was before. This is what I'm looking for. This move up to here, getting up to 200
Stop
line.
filled.
I got it hit. So all that, and here's where I end. Yeah, you do okay, but when the market moves against you, it's so just not my cup of tea. It's not how I like to go at it. Yes, sure, I won the day, but I could have easily lost 5, 6, 7, 800 bucks. Um, but once you figure out which side of the range to play, I mean, this is uh, I thought that we were going to head down here, the market. So being able to be willy-nilly and move in your opinion. So not getting locked. It's called not marrying a trade. I guess that's the best way of thinking about it. Look how many times we've been up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times up here at least that I can see. 6, 7, 8. I mean, there's a lot of tails here on the upside. 1, 2, 3, 4 tails to the downside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 tails going on the upside. That should be the determining factor of, uh-oh, I'm in a trading range. I'm not in, or a congestion area, or a wedge, or I'm definitely not in a trending market. You could argue we weren't in a trending. If we're in a trending, I mean, you can see the upside from here still. Of mice and man is the best way I can put it. This is not really doing me any good. And you just see yourself adjusting the trend line through the day. And you can see that this area right here has become a key area. And that's kind of the way I look at the markets. And I like to be done on these kind of trading days as early as possible with my quote unquote accounts that I've paid money for. All right, let's call it. That's enough. Did some live trading. We did this, that, and the other. Hopefully, you might have learned something. Ideally, I'm not a great trader when it comes to this kind because I should be shorting here and buying down here. Just a very difficult thing. Once you get a bunch of these together, ideally you want to stay out of the market altogether because you get your ass kicked, right? And we saw that today happening and having to upsize to get out of a bad situation. All right, let's call it. It's Dave Knight here at Dave Knight Trading. Trade crazy, everybody. E on the E and a Y on the end of that. Trade crazy. I'll see you on the next video I put together. We will be in March at that point. Next Friday is March 6th. And then my birthday's next week after that on the 10th. I'll be 59, believe it or not. I've been doing this way too long. Way too long. Like I always say, thank you for watching. Like the video if you could, please. It helps the algorithms. Yeah, right, with all 20 people that watch my video. I do this for me more than anything, but will I watch this video? I didn't watch the last one. Once I put it up, oh, look at that. I've got myself in the frame of all that. That's moved me over a little bit. No, these kind of days are not my cup of tea. I like to one hit it, get in, get out, take my money and run. And that's what I did today. When I trade sim, I'm not in that environment of I'm just not. This is not my cup of tea. This kind of environment like this, I hate them. I like to get done and you won't see. Once I'm done this video, I'll shut my computer system all the way down trading platform. I don't like these kind of days. These days here kick my ass. All right? God bless. Take care. I'll see you next video I put together next week. Like I said, next week, Friday will be March 6th.